I mean, Harrison Ford. I mean, his story is similar. I mean, he was told he would never be a,
Right.
a big name actor. What I know now, if I was like a single guy or something, and if I had like, I like when I was in Mexico, I just wanted, I was experiencing some freedom because I got away from the rent in the United States, living in the United States. I was earning dollars through stock photography, and I was spending pesos, and it was a tremendous sense of freedom. And I calculated that a single guy could live very good on $500 a month in Mexico, in many parts of the world, probably in most parts of the world. $500 a month. If you had a residual income of $500, you could just go anywhere and live great, not have to work. You know, like the stock photography, I could. That was my goal. I was like, I really wanted to do. I wanted to make a little bit more, and so I could support my family and do that down in Mexico. And but I see how people, the more they get, the more they spend, the more they and tend to get in debt. And
Do you see any of that happening now because your income's increased?
no,
You've been
well, first of all, I haven't been paid yet,
okay.
and I'll tell you what I plan to do. I mean, I first thing, I have some debt that I have from years ago that I've been slowly paying off. I'm gonna wipe that out. I'm gonna pay that right off.
So what about like with acting? Because you're gonna be getting because like now views are it's your star meter. You know, it's like subscribers are your star meter.
Acting, I don't know. I mean,
Do you have any
I've
interest?
been, I love acting. I am extremely frustrated with that whole industry, though. The last few experiences I've had have been just stupid. I mean, they've been in Mexico, which some there's more disorganization down there. I've worked on productions down there that are very well organized, but I've also worked on some that just it's just a chaotic mess. No one knows what's going on, and so a recent experience I had this bit part, with a couple of lines in a movie. I think it was an American film, but the scene's being shot down in Mexico at Baja Studios, which is where Titanic was made, which Far Side of the World, and a lot of other movies. And so they wanted me to go down for to shoot. Okay, I had talked to people. Okay, we got the wardrobe. I had to send in pictures of my different wardrobe I had, and there seemed to be a little discrepancy, a little uncertainty on the date. And so I verified and I re-verified with a couple of people. Oh yeah, it's this date. Okay. So I'm gonna go down there, and it takes hours to get there. Okay. And so I show up, and I'm kind of excited. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And they're like, "What are you doing here today? Your scene's tomorrow." What? And like, "No, man, such and such called me and told me that reconfirmed this today. I've been talking to him for 2 days. Said it's today." So you go back, and he's talking to some people and stuff, and I'm pissed. I'm so pissed. I'm like, I came all this way, and I mean, I'm not getting paid much. I'm doing it more of like a favor for you guys. And so it turned out no. They gave me like a couple hundred pesos, which barely paid for my transportation there, and said they'll call me because they didn't even know when it was going to be exactly. And I think they noticed that I was pissed off, and they didn't even call me back. So, and I wouldn't have gone back anyway.
But these are like non-union
No,
projects.
well,
Those are
non-union, but they're like films that are going probably to DVD.
Oh, okay.
They're movies for the United States, for U.S. market.
Right.
I worked for this director before. He does movies all the time in Mexico. That's his passion. He makes movies all the time down there. I mean, he has big names.
Oh, right.
I worked on one with him with Andy Garcia, and I had a scene with Mario Van Peebles, and that was years ago. And so it was the same director, and so I was excited to work with him. I forget who Dolph Lundgren has been on in his movies before, and many others. Um, so there was that, and then there was another one more recent where I went for an audition for a commercial down in it was for Cabo San Lucas, and I mean, casting director was like sure they're gonna pick me, and so expect a call such and such day. Didn't call. Some more days go by, and it was supposed to be for the weekend. Friday night comes. I hadn't heard anything. So I checked my phone at some point, and I see I had a missed call from Mexico, and so I called back and oh, I saw I had a text message that said, "Are you available to go tomorrow morning?" And I had told them before that I was available, and so they were asking me, and so I said yes, I'm available and such, and it paid pretty good too. And so about 15 minutes had gone by that I hadn't, but from the point they sent the message and stuff to when I received it to when I actually saw it. So I called back if I can get in touch with them, and they said that no, they wanted to book like right away. They wanted you like right now, and so you didn't pick up, so they booked somebody else. And I was so pissed about that. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, it just, I don't know. It just seemed like to be very unprofessional, just such last minute and lack of organization or whatever. I mean,
but that's also when you don't have a name. That's what happens.
Yeah.
When you start having a name, it becomes the other way around, to where you start turning down projects.
Well, I'll believe it when I see it. Up to now, there's been nothing.
But you're not pursuing, saying, "Hey, look, I've got 500,000 subscribers."
No, I haven't pursued.
Okay.
I haven't pursued, and maybe I will.
Because now you
when
start
I
going
get kind of stabilized here, and
right, and you start going to top tier agencies.
yeah, I wouldn't know where to go. I would have to get some recommendations.
Like UTA was one of the first ones to embrace the online. Universal Talent Agency, they're like one of the top 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they were like signing YouTubers.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and they're dealing with Hollywood, like massive blockbusters as well.
We'll see.
So,
We'll see. I mean, I love acting. I love film production, both behind and in front of the camera. I just always have, and that's, I love the creative aspect of that. And I mean, obviously, I'm in front of my camera all the time, and that was part of it because I loved acting so much. But most actors are spending their time looking for a job, and looking for a job was not very productive for me. I had very poor results, and I stopped looking because I wasn't getting anything. And terrible at auditioning. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I was bad at auditioning. I felt comfortable auditioning, but I wasn't getting the results. I wasn't getting booked. And I found that what I was getting booked at was people that I had already met and known and had known me, and I would just get calls without looking for it anymore. And I'd be called to audition, and it was working a lot better. I was getting better results by not looking, and so that was when I stopped. Yeah, I would love to do it. I just don't want to. I don't want to be hitting the pavement looking for, trying to land a gig. I won't do that.
we'll do a part 2 of this after your acting career takes off.
Let's see. I'm very skeptical. I don't have a lot of faith in it. I really don't. The experience I've had with acting, I got little farther than being an extra.
Right, but that's without 500,000 subscribers.
Yeah, but I mean, people thought me, oh, you look like an actor. Oh, you'd be great for, I can see you in this part and that. I mean, so many people, I had so much love from a lot of people. But the casting directors or directors, they didn't see anything in me.
And that's what happens until, like, why do they have the same name talent over and over again? Because just that automatically means sales.
True, right.
That's,
oh, yeah,
it's
right.
marketing, So.
And Harrison Ford, I mean, his story is similar. I mean, he was told he would never be a big name actor. Screw you then.
Yeah. All right.
I kind of feel the same way. And so that was part of the motivation for making my YouTube videos, because I liked being in front of the camera. I don't know if it's like a vanity thing. I don't know what it is, but it was my way. I don't know, but I enjoyed it, and I got to be, I think, pretty good at it, where I can read the camera and feel, kind of see through the lens, see what the camera's seeing,
Yeah, you know how to play to the frame.
Yeah, right.
So,
Play to the frame.
Absolutely, and that's where your acting skill comes in, which a YouTuber won't have. So,
right. Yeah.
Because like I see these, like when my kid watches these YouTube videos with like hundreds of millions of views, and they're staring in, they're breaking 180s, and they're doing, it's a whole new filmic grammar, but it's just like it appeals to a 2-year-old. It's not. Whereas you're appealing to, like a more discerning audience.
Right.
So just capitalizing on that with what you have. That's what I'm always saying. So I'm glad we had this interview. I can't wait for the interview a year from today.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows where we'll be?
Yeah. So cool. Any parting advice?
I mean, the biggest parting of advice I could see is just doing it. Just do it. I mean, that's a big part of everything. I mean, there's other elements that have to line up. I mean, I never expected it to grow like this as it is. I wanted it to, didn't expect it though. You know, but like Casey Neistat, I mean, not everyone's gonna be successful. There's many things I've tried in life that I thought I could do and be successful at, and was not. I mean, everything. I mean, this is the biggest success I've had. Is this? Is YouTube. And but I did get to a point where I'm like, I don't care about anything else because many people even recently were like, why don't you start, this kind of business, and then if you can make so much money, and then you can dedicate more time to what you really want to do, and I just felt at the age that I'm at now, I'm 46 and I'm getting older, I'm over the hill, and it's all downhill from here. I'm gonna die, and I tell myself, I realize that every day I think about it, I'm dying. I am dying. I've got to hurry up. And so I don't want to allow things that are going to take away from that. I don't want to focus on doing a job or business that's going to give me money, but it's not what I want to do. And I remember telling my friend that. I'm like, well, then I'm just back in the same boat. I'm doing more of what I don't want to do. Yeah, I'll have more money, but I mean, really, is that going to give me more time or whatever? I mean, realistically, I know so many people that have this idea that this business is going to give them this freedom, and it doesn't. And I realize that. And so I just kept plugging away. I'm doing my low paying jobs that were giving me the flexibility, making videos. And there's something else that happened one time. Casey Neistat spoke to me in my dreams. I was sleeping on the floor of my hut. I spent the night there. And this was like soon after the first spike after my soap plant video took off. And I was spending more time making videos. And I spent the night in the hut. And anytime I have nights that I spend in, right, it's very difficult to sleep. I'm very uncomfortable. I don't get like really deep sleep. I often have vivid dreams. Dreams that are like, what's the word? They're revealing something, revelational. They're like message that's sent to me. Like one time it was in canyon in Mexico, and I had this dream about jaguars, and it was so vivid. But anyways, I spent the night on the floor in my hut, and it was so vivid. I was with Casey Neistat, and he was telling me about one of the secrets because his videos have so many shots in them and stuff, and I noticed that a lot of shots are not set up perfect, but it's just like getting that shot, just get the shot, just fast, boom, boom, and he was telling me, instructing me to just shoot fast, get all these like really cool insert shots, just get them, boom, boom, just knock them out. They don't have to be perfect, just but get them. And I just always remember that, and I kind of sped up my shooting that way. I get out to a spot like, oh, that looks cool, boom, boom, and just try to get the shots as quick as possible because there's so much production trying to do in a short amount of time, and that's the only way to do it, especially when you have a full-time job. You're doing 50 or 60 hours a week at other work.
Wow. Actually, talking about getting stuff done, like a quote I heard recently is like, "Don't die while the music's still inside you." It's like you got to get your music out.
Yes, that's a good one. I've never heard that one. Another one that's like the same thing is die, 2 words, die empty.
Yeah, great quote. Very similar. Yeah,
get everything out, and I feel that like is like my mission. To get. I know I'm not gonna be able to get it all out. I got to get it out as much as I can though. All this stuff, you can't take it with you. I had a very close friend who was like a mentor with me. He was older than me. At age 60 or so, he got cancer. This guy was a wealth of knowledge. He was like a walking encyclopedia and knew so much. And I learned a lot of advice from him. And there was a lot of things that he had intended to do. A lot of things. Writings, books. He wanted to write a screenplay. And when he was diagnosed with cancer, he was like, I'm going to focus on that. But actually his focus was on the treatment and stuff. And he didn't get any of that done. And he died with a lot in him at about age 60. And I had another good friend. He was an alcoholic, but the guy was like, anything he read, he memorized. He remembered almost everything. He was a wealth of knowledge. And he died at age 43 with just a lot that he just didn't give out. He didn't put it out, he was so much he could have given, but this addiction just took over him and controlled him, and it's just a sad shame, you know. And so, yeah, die empty. I mean, that should be your goal in life.
I think that's a great way to end this thing.
Yeah.
Which kind of feels like, because we went so, I don't even know how many hours we recorded this, but it just felt like, it felt like a really good full circle from where we were.
Right.
You know, like 16 years ago to look at it right now.
Yeah.
And then what's next, you know? So it's, because we've worked on so many projects together, you know, and it's just like, it just happens once every few years, but it's just, it's kind of cool seeing the loops close and close.
Right.
And you see a lot of the distress that comes with our choice in
Yes.
choosing this industry.
Extremely.
Because I remember the film we worked on, the professor, it was a student film, and he was saying, if you get into a relationship, let them know that you're a filmmaker. Because it is going to be
Hell.
havoc on your relationship, you know? So, and I was like I've gone through a divorce, and it's primarily based off of this choice, you know? It's like, so.
I've been close.
Yeah, so it's puts a lot of hardship. So I think it's just cool to see the marathon that we're running. You know, it's like you've hit this major milestone, and I can't tell you how happy I am for that. You know, so it's awesome. Yeah. So just seeing that, so it's kind of cool to see where it's gonna go. So this is part one.
Part one.
And
let me get back to my work.
Yeah. So you should have like 9 feet by now.
I think I did a couple feet here.
Actually,
I ran out of fibers.
Yeah, I saw that.